Now is State Senator Michelle Benson to talk special session. Senator, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Now, we had State Representative Nick Zerwas on a little less than an hour ago talking about this, so now we need to talk about something completely different in regard to the special session. So good luck.
Well, I think, there's not going to be much excitement today, and I think Minnesotans should be a little disappointed that the governor started out wanting to fix some tax mistakes and completely backed off.
Now,
Go ahead.
Is this just today? Will you guys be in and out in a day?
It's going to be just today. We've agreed that we're going to focus on the natural disaster relief and doing what we need to do to help out those 18 counties that were affected this spring.
So no surprise bills, no attempts to get rid of these business-to-business sales taxes?
As our teams have agreed on, we're going to focus on this. We worked really hard to get the governor and the DFL to, do right by Minnesotans and repeal these three business-to-business taxes: the warehouse tax, equipment repair tax, and telecom tax. And they said no. They want to keep all the spending in place. They, as far as they're concerned, bigger government's better, and Minnesotans are just going to have to deal with the pain.
Now, Senator, what we've heard is that if these business-to-business taxes were repealed, it would create a $200-300 million hole in the existing budget. And the reason the DFL does not want to repeal them is that it would have to be filled with something. And Republicans have no ideas on how to fill this.
Well, that's the frustrating thing. The Democrats told the Republicans, okay, you want to get rid of these taxes, you find the money. When Democrats will admit this was an overreach.
Mm-hmm.
It is unfathomable to me that you can increase a budget by $3 billion, and then when you realize you've done something that really hurts Minnesotans, you won't even seriously consider undoing some of the bad spending decisions that you've made.
And it's a budget that's only been in place for a few months at this point. You could have a course correction this early, and nobody's going to be harmed.
They made promises that maybe shouldn't have been a high priority. How about $20 million in welfare for politicians through the PCR program?
Yes, that's a good one.
Yes, it helps our campaign, but frankly, it's not the responsibility of government. We're bailing out the River Center for giving their loan. We're bailing out the Minneapolis Library for giving their loan. There's just always things that we can find in government that we can do better.
And for those people that are unaware, the PCR program is a program that allows you to donate $50 to a candidate or a party, and then the state pays you that $50. So
you get reimbursed for a political donation.
So it's essentially, and this was undone by Governor Plenty and put back in place by the Democrats. Now, you're right, Senator Benson, it is welfare for politicians. And be sure to send your check in.
The fact that they will not even consider revisiting their budget is a symptom, is a result of their bad decision making through the last session.
Mm-hmm.
I tagged it as spend first, tax citizens later. They went through this big wish list of things that they wanted
and picked everything.
When they realized how much they were going to have to raise taxes, they actually had to stop spending. So then they went and raised taxes. They put in these three really bad taxes. And we talk about them as business-to-business taxes, but don't kid yourself. The warehouse tax affects every single household. You buy diapers, they're stored in a warehouse before they get to Target or wherever you buy your diapers. Milk is stored in a warehouse before it gets to your grocery store. School supplies. If you do shopping for your family, the warehouse tax will impact you because 90% of these taxes are going to be passed on to the consumer.
This from a party and a governor who said, we're just taxing rich people.
Yeah.
They say they want to protect the middle class. Well, stop spending money that we don't have and expecting to just come up with it somewhere else.
Two things that anger me about these business-to-business taxes. One is the fact that these businesses cannot wait until next year, until the quote-unquote unsession of 2014, to make their business decisions. They need to make them now. They need to know what the tax structure in this state is going to be like this year, next year, 2 years, 5 years from now, and the Democrats simply are not giving to them. It's just doubt. And what I find hilarious, and this is the second bit, is that it is, according to the DFLers, according to the Democrats in the state legislature, they need the money more than the businesses need the money to stay afloat.
Yeah.
That if anyone needs to figure out how to pay for stuff, it's the state legislature needs to figure out how to pay for their spending instead of the state legislature getting out of the way and letting businesses survive here in Minnesota. They're leaving because of these taxes.
They really believe they can grow our economy by taking money out of the private sector and doling it out in special favors in the places that they want it to go. We're not talking about cutting fundamental responsibilities of government.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about finding waste, fraud, abuse, frivolity in the budget and rolling back on that so we can leave more in the private sector. Our economy is having real trouble getting its legs under it. And this is not the way to encourage businesses to move here to Minnesota. Things that are stored in warehouses come in on trucks.
Yeah.
They'll just stop in South Dakota and Wisconsin before they get here.
Uh-huh.
And our warehousing business will be gone.
Uh-huh. Well,
Seems simple, but Democrats don't seem to get it.
All right, Senator Benson, I challenge you today. Find a way to make some headlines. Rock the boat a little bit.
Actually, I hate to bring up health care again, but I think tomorrow the MNsure Oversight Committee is going to probably make more headlines than what special session is today because we got trouble. But that's
well, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, thank you, Senator.